Looks like we're good to go live. Going live now. Okay, so I have to start this video by apologizing. Usually punctuality is my strong suit, but today I got a phone call right at 1:30, and I had to take that phone call. So um, that's why I am late. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, fans and haters, welcome to another hard hitting episode of the Callous Mind Talking Head Livecast. This episode is 26, episode 26 for those keeping track. I'm starting this week with the UFC as we had a big change this weekend in the heavyweight division. So bear with me 1 second. Let me get my story pulled up here, and we can get this thing rolling. All right. Huh. I already did that. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know how many of you out there watching this actually purchased UFC 260, but I did, and I gotta say that I was actually planning out on tweeting my prediction for this fight on. I'd actually thought about it earlier in the week after I did my weekly video about talking about this fight, because I actually had the feeling that Stipe would win this fight because he's just so incredibly durable and strong and been a fantastic champion, and he beat Francis Ngannou the first time they faced each other. But I gotta say that Stipe's body language just seemed a little different when he entered the ring in this fight, and he just did not seem like he was um, going to try to be aggressive, and I don't know if that hurt him or not. But anyway, let's read this story. Francis Ngannou wins UFC heavyweight title, ready anytime for Jon Jones. Ooh. So this from March 27th. From most feared to undisputed best, the Francis Ngannou era has begun. Ngannou knocked out Stipe Miocic to win the UFC heavyweight title Saturday night at the UFC Apex. The finish came at 52 seconds of the second round. Ngannou dropped Miocic with a left hand, but Miocic got up, recovered, and wobbled Ngannou briefly with a right hand, but Ngannou was quick to counter with a left hook that sent Miocic down again. Ngannou put Miocic out for good with a punch on the ground. Miocic was transported to the hospital for a precautionary CT scan of his head, according to the UFC. The game plan was to be relaxed, not rush at all. Ngannou said, "Calm down. My team knows that. That's the moment I have the best of myself, when I'm relaxed and not rushing." With this title win, Ngannou is now expected to fight UFC all-time great Jon Jones, who is moving up to heavyweight after dominating the light heavyweight division for the last decade. Ngannou said in his post-fight news conference that he wants Jones next, saying that he makes the most sense for me, but added that he'll go along with what the UFC decides. In my opinion, Jon Jones is the greatest of all time in mixed martial arts, Ngannou said. Him moving up is going to be a challenge I will take. It'll be a very good challenge, but this time I am the champ. He is coming up and looking for me. I am ready anytime soon. UFC President Dana White said Derek Lewis is the fight to make next for Ngannou, but said the ball is in Jones's court, and that if Jones really wants to fight Ngannou for the title, the bout is his. White said earlier this year that Jones will fight the winner of Miocic and Ngannou. So you can see right there, Stipe just getting crushed with that left, boy. Man, So Ngannou came into this fight 30 pounds heavier than Stipe, and that is just crazy because he didn't take him into the later rounds and try to tire him out, and this happened just early on in the second round. So I hate to see Stipe lose his belt, but this is the way of sports, and we got a new king in the heavyweight division in the UFC. So it'll be interesting to see how many successful title defenses Francis Ngannou can make. See, the story goes on. Jones, for his part, tweeted immediately after Ngannou's win, "Show me the money. If I'm John Jones and I'm home watching this fight, I start thinking of moving to middleweight," White said when told of Jones' tweet. What's "show me the money" mean? You can say you want to fight somebody, but do you really want to? Oh, Lord. Jones was quick to respond on Twitter, scoffing at White's suggestion that he might not really want to fight Ngannou. "I quit the light heavyweight division, literally gained a massive amount of weight, and now people are saying I'm afraid," Jones tweeted. "Everyone but me claiming that I'm afraid. All I asked was to get paid." Yeah, and you should. You should. Saturday's main event was a rematch of a bout that Miocic won in fairly one-sided fashion over an unanimous decision at UFC 220 on January 20th, 2018. Ngannou said having to wait 3 years to avenge the loss to Miocic made Saturday's victory even sweeter. "When the journey is longer, the reward is always more appreciated," he said. "I'm sure I would have been happy 3 years ago, but I think now I have a different perspective about it, being happy with my improvement and my fighting IQ." Coming in, Miocic was atop ESPN's heavyweight rankings with Ngannou at number 2. ESPN had Miocic ranked number 3 in the world pound for pound. Ngannou won the title by finishing a man who many, including UFC President Dana White, feel is the best heavyweight fighter in MMA history. Ngannou said he doesn't feel the need to fight Miocic again, but would reconsider depending on the circumstances. "He's the greatest heavyweight of all time," Ngannou said. "It makes sense for me to fight him if needed." UFC 260 took place with COVID-19 protocols in effect at the UFC Apex, a facility across from the promotion's corporate campus. The card could be the last UFC pay-per-view event to take place at the Apex without fans, with the promotion going back to full arenas beginning with UFC 261 on April 24th. So, and this just highlights another great American story here, because I'm going to read this paragraph right here. "Ngannou, 16-3, is perhaps the most dangerous knockout artist in UFC history. The Cameroon native who lives and trains in Las Vegas has won 5 in a row, all by first round KO or TKO. In those last 4 bouts coming into Saturday, the 34-year-old Ngannou has stopped his opponents in 72 seconds or less. He has 8 first-round finishes and 10 UFC wins." So, you see that? The Cameroon native. And now he's a heavyweight champion in the UFC. So, just going to read this last paragraph here. "Miocic, 38, was coming off a unanimous decision victory over Daniel Cormier in a trilogy bout at UFC 242 last August. He owns wins over former UFC heavyweight champs Cormier twice, Junior Dos Santos, Fabricio Verdum, and Andre Arlovsky. The only defeat he has not avenged in his career came against Stefan Struve in 2012. So, pretty cool. Alright, so I'd highlighted these stories in a previous episode, and so obviously the story continues, and I'm going to continue to highlight it as the story continues to develop. Lawsuit accuses Deshaun Watson of deleting Instagram messages contacting women in an attempt to settle cases. This is from March 29th. Three new lawsuits accusing Deshaun Watson of sexual assault and inappropriate conduct were filed Sunday night, including one that claims the Houston Texans quarterback is deleting Instagram messages and contacting the women who formerly provided him massages in an attempt to settle those cases. All three lawsuits accuse Watson of sexually assaulting women during massage sessions by purposely touching them with his penis, and state that his behavior is part of a disturbing pattern. The third lawsuit also includes the accusation that Watson is deleting the Instagram messages and contacting the plaintiffs as a result of the repeated lawsuits against him. Plaintiffs have not brought these cases for money or attention. Instead, plaintiffs seek a change in behavior with regard to Watson and a change of culture in the NFL, said the lawsuit filed by Houston attorney Tony Busby. Watson's attorney Rusty Hardin said Monday in a statement that Watson has not deleted any Instagram messages over the last 2 weeks and categorically denied that his client contacted any of the women directly. Like a lot of people, Deshaun regularly deletes past Instagram messages, Hardin said. That said, he has not deleted any messages since March 15th, the day before the first lawsuit was filed. We categorically deny that he has reached out directly to his accusers in an attempt to settle these cases. The three new lawsuits, which were available Monday morning on the Harris County District Clerk's website, bring the total number of lawsuits filed against Watson to 19. Let's see. Watson has publicly denied any wrongdoing, and Hardin said last week that he believes any allegation that Deshaun forced a woman to commit a sexual act is completely false. Later Monday, Sports Illustrated published an account from a Houston massage therapist who says Watson displayed inappropriate conduct when she massaged him. The woman has not filed a lawsuit against Watson, but told SI she is speaking out because she wants a genuine apology from Watson for us and our community for putting us in these situations where we don't know what to do. The woman, speaking under the condition of anonymity, told SI that while Watson did not touch her, nor did he force her into conducting any sexual acts, he did engage in behavior that was both inappropriate and unlike any other interaction she's had with any of her more than 1,000 clients. The alleged incident described in the SI report took place in the fall of 2019, and the 19 lawsuits filed against Watson, the earliest incident, took back in 2020. So, there you go. Alright, and I'm highlighting this story early because this one was featured in the thumbnail. Joe Flacco signing one-year deal with Philadelphia Eagles to back up Jalen Hurts. This is from March 23rd. Quarterback Joe Flacco has agreed to a contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. His agency announced Tuesday. Congratulations to our client at Joe Flacco on signing with the @Eagles. JL Sports tweeted Flacco is receiving a one-year deal worth $3.5 million guaranteed and the opportunity to earn $4 million more in incentives, a source told ESPN's Adam Schefter. In Philadelphia, Flacco is in line to back up Jalen Hurts, who is the presumed starter after the Eagles traded Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts. With 175 career starts, Flacco can be a veteran resource for Hurts, the Eagles' second-round pick last April, while also pushing him. We've always tried to value that position and have depth at that position. I don't see any of that changing here as we go forward. Let's see. General Manager Howie Roseman said last week, we want to have a really strong quarterback room. We feel like we have incredible coaches on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball who can maximize quarterback play. The Eagles are in the midst of overhauling their quarterback room. They traded Wentz following a rocky 2020 season, while reserve Nate Sudfeld is a free agent. The Eagles could still draft a quarterback this April. They have 11 picks, including number 6 overall. The move represents a return home for Flacco, who grew up close to Philadelphia and went to high school in Audubon, New Jersey. Flacco appeared in 5 games for the New York Jets last season and went 0-4 as a starter, replacing the injured Sam Darnold. In October and November, his numbers were mediocre, but he was responsible for the team's best passing day of the season. In a Week 9 game against the New England Patriots on Monday Night Football, Flacco passed for 262 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jets blew a late lead and lost 30-27, falling to 0-9. Upon replacing Darnold, Flacco admitted his goal was to again become a full-time starter, saying, "I think I'd be lying if I were to not deny that. I want to play quarterback in this league. I think I have a lot left." So there you go. Oh, I want to read this snippet before I get off of this story here. Flacco reached the pinnacle of his career in 2012 when he led the Baltimore Ravens to a win in Super Bowl XLVII and was named the game's MVP. He parlayed the incredible postseason run into a 6-year, $120 million contract, which made him the league's highest paid quarterback at that time. That's insane. To think that it's 2021 now, and just in 2012, which that would have been going into the 2013 season, a $120 million contract made him the league's highest paid quarterback. Wow, man. Talk about inflation. Lord have mercy. Alright, so let me check out these other stories here. I know I have a cultural story that I want to hit before we're done because I found it really interesting. I had no idea that they were even considering this, but apparently it's something that they're looking into. So let's see here. Okay, yeah, this is from March 30th. So I just ran across this story today, and this is for all those kids who grew up in the 80s who were ThunderCats fans. ThunderCats movie has fans feline excited. Jason Momoa for Lion-O, anyone? So the announcement that a ThunderCats movie is in the works has fans excited, concerned, and offering their own casting ideas. The recent announcement that Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard will helm an adaptation of beloved cartoon series ThunderCats for Warner Brothers has fans reaching for their sword of omens and screaming "ThunderCats ho!" triumphantly into the air. The project was revealed yesterday, and fans have since taken the social media to share their excitement. To share their excitement, their concerns, and of course their fan casting ideas. So, oh wow, I've waited my whole life for this. Let's effing go. Jody 1 Kenobi, that's good, that's good. While many cannot wait to see the property realized for modern audiences, others are worried that this could render the ThunderCats unrecognizable. So here we go. Here's some backstory. First aired way back in 1985, ThunderCats was animated by Japanese studio Pacific Animation Corporation and co-produced by Rankin Bass Animated Entertainment. The science fiction story follows a group of cat-like humanoid aliens from the planet Thundera. When the dying planet meets its end, the group known as the ThunderCats is forced to flee its homeland and end up on a third Earth. The series has spawned several animated reboots in the form of 2011's short-lived ThunderCats and the more recent ThunderCats Roar, which changed the animation style drastically, much to the chagrin of, well, pretty much everyone. The original series, though, remains a staple of many a childhood, with many fans concerned that the upcoming adaptation could prove to be another example in a long line of childhood ruiners. Oh my gosh. Let's see, we'll read this tweet. I don't know if you take away the one thing ThunderCats did well, the animation, Feel like you're left with just crappy CGI and overdone nostalgia. Don't ruin the memory of my childhood with this. That is fantastic, man. In the original series, the Thundercats become friendly with the natives of Third Earth, but are threatened by the villainous Mumra, an undead evil sorcerer bound to the servitude of four malevolent godlike entities known as the Ancient Spirits of Evil. Some fans feel that the upcoming movie could give Mumra his due, with one making the case for the misunderstood antagonist. Thundercats invade Mumra's planet and begin looting. Mumra defends Third Earth against grave robbers, yet he is portrayed as the enemy. Mumra is the hero. He literally had to wake from his mummified state to stop the Thundercats. Wow. Guess that's one way to look at it. Of course, the emergence of Thundercats movie has brought forth dark memories of another recent big screen outing for oddly humanoid cats, with some fans drawing a daunting comparison. It's going to end up like this. Oh my god. Following the announcement, the fan casting quickly began, the one name emerging as the front runner for the Thundercats leader Lion-O. Jason Momoa. There he is. Some have clearly put a lot of thought into the casting of this titular group, likely holding on to these ideas of years waiting for just the announcement to be made. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Wingard's take on the property will reportedly turn the Thundercats into a hybrid of CGI and animation, with Wingard on board to rewrite a script with Simon Barrett. The movie will use the animated series as a jumping off point, but then Wingard will take it in a direction he has been thinking about for many years. What that direction is and what the combination of CGI and animation will end up looking like is anyone's guess, but no doubt many fans are hoping we will at least get to hear some version of the iconic theme tune. With director Adam Wingard having already tackled the merged two famous franchises in the recently released Godzilla vs. Kong, which finds the fearsome Godzilla and mighty Kong do battle, as well as working on a sequel to beloved 90s actioner Face Off, Wingard is evidently not afraid to bear the brunt of fan expectation when it comes to reviving iconic properties. Here's hoping he produces something worthy of the Thundercats. The news of the Thundercats movie was first reported by Deadline. So, that's very cool. Very cool. If they can pull it off good, I think that would be kick ass. I agree with this. Agree with this. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Alright, so let me see what else I got on the docket here. Let me check in real quick and see if anybody's watching. I don't know if they are since I was so late, so I know that was kind of disappointing, but no, doesn't look like anyone's watching. Well, I think what I'll do then is I'll just go ahead and cut short. I actually had some more stories I wanted to talk about, but they're not vital by any stretch of the imagination. So, I think I'll go ahead and stop there. Go ahead and do a live review of the comments here, and maybe I could talk about some of these either later on this week or include them in next week's story if it's a slow news week. I know the baseball season's starting and stuff like that, and the UFC's kind of goes on year round, and college basketball and all that stuff. So other than that, I mean, and hockey's still going on, but you know what, to be perfectly honest with you guys, I'm not nearly the sports fan I once was, because I have a little girl, and I don't my life is more about her than it is me, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I want to thank everybody for taking the time for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any comments or concerns, there was a couple other things that I wanted to say before I get off of here, and that was last week we ended the show talking about Andy Dalton to the Bears, and I believe Adam had said that he was sick to his stomach about that. So my question is for any Bears fans in the audience, do you think the Bears will do better in 2021 with Andy Dalton as their starting quarterback than they did in 2020 with Mitchell Trubisky as their starting quarterback? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below, and don't forget to follow the Callous Mind page on Facebook. The link is in the video description as always, and the timestamps will be put in the video description probably within the next 6 hours or so. And until next week, please, please, please be good to yourselves and each other, and I will talk to you beautiful viewers next week. God bless.